Hey guys, Adam at Goat Fabrication here. I want to walk you through an overview video and installation video of our R1S sliders, which will carry over to the R1T, the description and the installation. So this is a step slider that we provide. It's a 2-inch 134 wall tubing. All the bolt locations are 1/4-inch plate, fully welded and gusseted. It has a 2-stage powder coat on it. What you'll receive in the box obviously is 2 sliders and 10 bolts. That's a grade 10-9 hardware. When you remove your factory bolts, you're going to reinstall with our bolts. And the way to kind of determine driver or passenger, I have the passenger here. You kind of see the bracketry layout. The more open end, I guess, with less brackets towards the front, that's towards the front of the vehicle. So it's going to only go on one way. The best way to start is to remove your underbody panels here. I've got them in front of me, and we're going to talk about how to cut them in order to allow the slider to go on over top of them. So what I've done is started with the panels here. From the outside edge, I drew a straight line, 1.25 inches in, and then another line at 4.25. So this is the area we're going to cut, and now we're going to find out where those square holes are going to go. And the way to do that, the first thing we're going to do is take this panel up into position, mark the center of each hole, and then we're going to measure over 1.25 inches on both sides of that dot from the center location of the hole, and we're going to cut out that window. All right, so I put the panel, the fingers on the back tabs of this panel I put into place. And I just want to make sure I line up these clips with the provisions that are up here on the bottom of the body. So I want to make sure those are lined up. And what I can do is I can sight all the different holes. Okay, so right there's a hole. Right there's a center of a hole. And we got one more down here on this panel. So there's the center of the hole. So now that I've got those marked, I'm going to measure 1.25 inches from that dot on each side and cut out that window. And that'll provide the openings in order for the slider to bolt back into position with our supplied hardware. All right, so now we're simply going to measure from the center of the hole that we put 1.25 inches and another 1.25 inches right there. Draw a straight line, draw a straight line, and this is the area we're going to remove. All right, so now that we've got all the windows cut out, the panels are back into position, we're ready to install the rock slider. So we'll put the rock slider up into that position, start all the bolts, all 5 of them, just get all, just a little bit of thread of each of them started. And then after that's in place, we're gonna torque that 95 to 100 foot-pounds. All right, so we're gonna use a 17mm socket. We got everything in by hand, just finger tight. Now we're just gonna go through, tighten all the bolts, get everything seated. Once everything's seated, we're gonna grab our torque wrench, and we're gonna use that 95 to 100 foot-pounds of torque. On all of them, that's it, that's the installation. Pretty straightforward, easy. 5 connection points, cutting the windows inside the panels to make sure they fit. But as you can see, the panels are back in place, and we'll torque it down and we're good to go. Thanks for watching our installation video for the R1S and the R1T. Same configuration for both. Appreciate your time. Go to www.goatfabrication.com.